Okay. All right, we're recording.
All right. Well, I just wanted to kind of have a chance to close the season a little bit if you can. And I don't see everybody. I'll try to flash back and forth on this. So, Jeff, do you see everybody?
I've got it on gallery view, so yes, I do see everybody.
Okay. I don't think my screen's quite big enough. Anyway, we got interrupted in what was a magical run for the Lady Tigers, and I just kind of thought maybe we could talk about it a little bit. I actually want to start with what I think would have been our recap on Monday morning after that last week.
My radio brings you a look.
If you can hear this or not.
Clay Center Lady Tigers, state champions 2020. And they've done it with clock hit 0, and your Clay Center Lady Tigers are a 4A state champion again. What a year for the Clay Center Lady Tigers, a year that had its struggles through points of the season, but this team gathered together, climbed higher with each and every game until they reached the postseason, that sub-state championship win over league rival, the Abilene Cowgirls. And then on to the state championships, a big underdog to Eudora. And they would win 47-42. Clara Edwards, an all-state performer, put up 25 points in that ball game and pulled down 10 rebounds. The senior Lexi Lively stepped up with 5 3-pointers on 7 attempts in Salida. She would not be done heading to the final 2 games of the state championships. Reagan Henry delivered 6 assists in that game. The Lady Tigers winning 47-42 to move on in a semifinal matchup with one of the top-ranked teams in the state, Bishop Miege.
Of course, it was Casey Piper, but you get the picture. I think that would have been the recap, and I think we knock off Piper and then take down Miege in the championship. Coach, I guess I'll ask you to comment first. You talked about the role this team was on, and I talked about it as well, but you said that the practice session you had getting ready for the semifinals was maybe as good as you've seen this year.
Yeah, and I felt that the mental prep, confidence level, everything that I was seeing, as a coach, when you look around, you see the looks in the girls' eyes, and it was gonna be pretty tough for anybody to stop us, I felt. So, and after I'd kind of heard Piper's response about how they were going to win the title, and Miege was going down, and they were completely overlooking us, just like Hugoton did, just like Hayden did when we went to play them in that year. And I felt like we were just gelling at the right time.
I'll ask the other coaches, Coach Rothfuss. I mean, you've been around this program a long time and went to state as a head coach, now been as an assistant coach. Compare some of the teams you've seen with this 2020 team.
You mean with when I was coaching earlier?
Sure, or just in general, how this team came together. And it was this pretty special group that got better and better, I thought, with every game this year.
Oh, yeah. But these girls, they worked as hard as I've ever been around, completely. And, they were focused every day. They came into practice. I think what really helped us was our strength of schedule. I think our schedule was as hard as anybody, probably other than Bishop Miege. I think it's tougher than anybody else, and they were ready to play.
Coach Moran, if you could comment on going to the Bicentennial Center, the Tumbleweeds Pizza Event Center. Now, as an assistant basketball coach, you had a special time there as a volleyball head coach winning a state title. Would have been fun to win in 2 different sports in the same arena.
Yeah, it would have. And that was interesting. When I walked back in there, I was trying to think I think I had only been in there one other time since that year with the volleyball deal. So it was neat to walk in there and have that feeling of just feeling comfortable in there and just kind of just added a little bit of confidence to the whole thing. That hey, we can do this in this building, and you could feel it from the girls too. I mean, you didn't see the nerves in their face, or the way they practiced or the way they handled themselves. I mean, they just had that quiet confidence that you just felt like something good was going to happen.
Lexi, Jaden, our seniors. Did you guys play in Salina before at that arena?
Nope, we hadn't.
Neither one? Well, you look pretty comfortable when the first 3-pointer, Lexi, goes down. First of 5 3-pointers. I guess talk about the game. I'll have Jaden and Lexi, both of you, kind of comment on just getting there, and then the atmosphere, the crowd on both sides was electric, and Clay Center had a great group there cheering you guys on, and to pull that off in the manner you did, you had some adversity during that game. They got close. You hit a big three. They followed with a three, and you just kept battling down the stretch until free throws kind of put them away finally down the stretch. Comment on the whole atmosphere.
It was very exciting, and the crowd was amazing. Our student section was really loud, and they got into it, and that made it even more fun. And I think we had all the pieces to get it done, and I think we would have.
The energy was great.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you guys go into face a Eudora team that a lot of people had favored to move on. What was the mindset that was leading up for you guys? Claire, I'll let you jump in here. We hear from your dad all the time. Let's hear from you a little bit about maybe the attitude from the team, the work ethic that they've been talking about. The things that stood out to you?
It just felt different. Like going into that game, you could just tell that like we were going to win. Like we just had all positive attitudes, and like we were all working together, and we got it done.
Yeah, without a doubt. Behind 25 points, 10 rebounds, and in a game that had very little free throws, Claire hits 8 of 9 in that ball game, which was a huge part of getting victory. I wanted to ask Reagan Henry real quickly to comment on what it's like to have Coach Jeff Edwards in your face, giving you everything you got, and then you got to go back out there on the court and play. What is that like? I was a point guard in high school. I know that they get picked on, if you will, a little bit, but Coach Edwards relies on the point guard a lot. Reagan, Red, comment on that.
I don't know. I feel like it honestly helps me when he's getting after me, because then I get a little mad, and then it makes me want to do better. So I think it helps a lot in the game.
Our freshmen and sophomores, give me I can see Mackenzie first here, so we'll start with you. Give me something you remember about your seniors or this year.
Well, after state basketball, the first game, we went out to eat, and we sat with the seniors, and that was just a blast. That like team bonding, kind of just getting to sit and eat and have a meal together after winning that game was a lot of fun.
Kenzie, anything that stands out to you?
Probably just like in practice, everybody and like especially seniors just like all together and having a lot of fun together.
Haley?
I liked hanging out before games. I think that team bonding.
Yeah, it's what sports is all about. I think we can all say that. Hallie, JC, Shelby, anything to weigh in to throw out there?
I think that the state day really brought us together as a whole.
I really enjoyed it this year. The seniors are really fun, and I think that they know how to have fun, but then when it's time to get serious, they're able to focus, and we can all work hard.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, the seniors were a lot of fun, and they always put in hard work, but Lexi and I always knew how to have a good time too.
I can imagine. Coach, when the news came in that the tournament was going to be canceled, how do you respond to that, and how do you talk to these Lady Tigers? And I was out in Dodge City covering 1A basketball, and I was talking with the guys from Keisha. They didn't want to do that at all. I mean, it was a hard decision, and they understood how it was going to hurt people. What words can you share with your team when something like that comes down?
Oh, it wasn't easy, that's for sure. I think that there was a study session downtown for finals or something like that, for third quarter finals or something, and I got a text from Clara, and she was like, "Is this real?" And then I got some stuff from Lexi and from Jaden, and so it initially it was like, what? And then after that it was kind of emotional, and then I don't know, I think the girls get to hold on to the emotions a little bit longer, but we had that Friday right afterwards. We came together when we should have been playing, and had a team get together with about 90% hugs, tears, and just kind of standing around. Then we did a little 11-man, had a little talk, and you know, it was a good way to go out. I mean, about as good as you can considering our options at the time. But it was tough. It was tough to see everybody again and know that, you know, we had a pretty good plan. Yeah. Now I'm getting emotional.
You know, it's hard when something just grabbed away from you. You have no control over it. I haven't heard from Sydney and Marcy, so let's get a comment from Sid, who comes in with such great energy on the floor. We talk about that a lot, and you gain more and more minutes. So what were your thoughts going into your first state championship? I'll ask that question. Were you nervous? Were you excited? Were you just, let's go do this?
I was nervous because like last year I was just an alternate, so I didn't ever get to like suit up. Just wish we could have played more.
Yeah, agreed. Marcy, I'm guessing that during practice a lot of times you have to go head to head with Clara inside when you're matching up and boxing out. Does Clara ever give you that fierce look when you guys are at practice?
I don't think Marcy got on here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, that's
well,
right.
I'll let anyone comment on. I will tell you when I'm calling ball games and Clara gives that look, I would not want to be on the other side of the lane. So has anybody else experienced that in practice? Or is that safe for game day?
I think Dad has.
Yeah. I get the look all the time, but I kind of have the look myself too, but I'll let some of the girls comment on that.
From either coach or Clara.
I think, Kinsey Oldie is the one that a lot of times it got tasked with having to guard her in practice. So Kinsey might have some input there.
Sometimes I got kind of scared. I knew it was just basketball, so I wasn't like too worried about it.
That's great. No, it is fun. I guess I'll let Lexi and Jaden ask Coach this question, but I know the emotions were high and probably still are to some degree. But when you got the news, and I can't imagine. I played sports in high school and called all the games, and you know it was tough for us not to get to go back to sign and call the games, but for you guys not to get back on the court. How do you wrap your head around all that?
It was weird. We
Together
on Twitter and found out from Twitter, and we were like, "Is this really real?"
It's hard.
We were together when we found out, and I knocked on her door of her car because we were about to leave, and we called Coach, and then afterwards we hugged and kind of let our emotions go, and then the next day we went to practice and did what Coach said, and then after that we went to eat at Mexican and had a last team meal together, and then I went by the court by the pool, and I shot some baskets there for a while just to have my last go around.
Yeah. What's it like for anybody comment on homeschooling and just not being at school? And it's weird, I know that, but are you adjusting to it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Any thoughts?
I like it.
Just dealing with it, right?
Yeah. I don't like not seeing everyone though.
Yeah, agreed. Well, again, thank you guys for taking time out of, I know what's busy time and odd times for everybody, but for me, I just wanted to have a chance to congratulate you on your state championship in Class 4A, because I'm pretty darn sure it would have happened. So thanks a bunch. Coach, thanks for putting this together.
You bet. Can I show something real quick? I was
sure.
I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see this. Give me just a second here. I was looking for some Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I was looking at today. Can you see this? Can you see the Word document that just popped up?
Yes.
Okay, because sometimes it only lets me show stuff in Chrome, and of course I've got a spinning computer because my wife's doing a Zoom on the other side, and I'm doing a Zoom in here, and our computers are it's not going very well, but all right. Oh, for the love of Pete. I just saw the itinerary.
Well, it would have been a fun day, that's for sure. And it was to some degree until the cancellation came in.
It just popped up today for some reason. I hadn't closed it out. So
that's great. That's great. Well, you're a very special team, and would have loved to have seen you dogpile at center court on Saturday afternoon for the state championship. So just keep that image in your mind. And Lexi and Jaden, thanks for what you've done for Lady Tiger basketball and sports in general. And the rest of you, we'll be back on a field or a court hopefully as soon as possible. Thanks a lot. Go Tigers.
Hope so. Thanks.